Hey everyone, it's Amanda Johnson back with this week's Thoughtful Thursday, and I'm coming back from a few weeks in South America, in Peru, and really feeling into all of the incredible lessons and learnings. And there's my brother right there. You can see him. Hi, Josh. Today, I want to share something that has happened to me recently, and I want to do so with the intention of offering some inspiration and empowerment so that as you hear my experience, you may feel into it and notice where there is a similar experience that you've had, or how you might feel into some of the same lessons that are in store for you as were in store for me and are still in store for me. So I wanted to offer this with that intention, with that hope. What's happened to me recently, as many of you know, I just got back from 3 weeks in Peru, which was an incredible opportunity. And with it, a lot of hard lessons and easy lessons, and a lot of joy and some sadness and everything in between, and a lot of integration to do. And recently, last week, a lot of old wounds of not feeling good enough, a fear of abandonment, jealousy were ripped wide open. And it was painful. And I was sad and I was angry and I was resentful and I felt sick to my stomach and I cried and I was in it and I was in it deep. But there was something slightly different about my experience last week that I wanted to offer to you. And that is that I recognized in the midst of it that I was okay and that I'm still okay. I was able to feel all of it and I was able to go into it deeply and still know that I'm okay. So that was my first takeaway, and that's what I want to offer to you. In those moments where you are experiencing deep pain or longing or suffering or heartache, to know that feeling all of it is okay. The second thing that I learned as I reflected back on the experience was how much judgment I had around it and how many times I would label it. So for most of my life, I have labeled it as bad to feel certain ways, or I have seen my shadow as something to acknowledge, but to not really want around. Right? A lot of us talk about light and shadow. And for me, and maybe for you, that came with judgment. That somehow came with the light is good and the shadow is bad. But what I learned last week is that it's not good, it's not bad, it just is. So what if we could experience all of it without labeling it, or without judging it? What if our shadow is just a part of who we are? What could we experience then? That was my second takeaway and learning. And the third thing I realized is that it's only by embracing all of it, by allowing ourselves to feel it without judgment, that we can actually start to uncover some of the truth that is sitting below it, right? So when I was able to then embrace these feelings, then I could step back and ask, well, what's really underneath that? What am I afraid of? And more often than not, what I was afraid of was way worse than what was real, right? My imagination, my fear was able to take me off in ways and directions that were so far off from the truth. So when we get out of judgment and when we feel all of it, then we can start to see what's truly underneath that and live from that place more fully. That's what I want to offer you today, and I invite you to embrace all of it. Feel the range and notice how you're still okay when you do. So what comes up for you as I share this? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below the blog or on my Facebook page. Did this resonate? Did this bring something up for you? I'd love to hear about it. And as always, I want to thank you for taking a few moments out of your week to listen to a few minutes of insights or inspiration, and just letting me be a part of your week. I really appreciate it. So until next time, I want to remind you to be here and be you.